Hello, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Global Sports. And today we'll be reviewing some of the matches played over the weekend in some of the top five leagues. This weekend, we can call it a shocking weekend for some football fans, and it's also a weekend that ignites the passion and the competition of the English Premier League. Premier League. So now, what do you have to say? Is the Premier League title race back or not?
Well, when you look at what happened over the weekend, I feel if you look at it, Manchester City winning their game against Sunderland and then Arsenal dropping points. Then you want to say that race is back on, but then we are still. I think it should be match. I think that was match day 13. So usually we are going to be match day 14. I think there are still a lot of games to be played. So,
But there's just 2 points in between Arsenal and Man City right now.
but then if they are still match, they are still going to match day 13. Anything can happen within match day 13 and match day 13. So you can we say even Arsenal might not be in the title race, Man City might not be in the title race, and it can be another team
Entirely.
entirely in first position or second position. So I just feel we should give it time, a little bit of time, and then probably when you're getting to match probably January, February, then we can say, oh, that race is back on.
What do you have to say regarding the title race, Mr. Shaw?
Of course, the title is still on. It has never even come to the academy. Even if Arsenal happens to won, that's still here. Can still say the title race is concluded. We are still in December, so the
Anything
title
can
race
still
is
happen.
still on and it's still hot for anybody ready to take it.
All right, Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. What do you have to say regarding that match? What happened?
Well, I just feel for Aston Villa, they are in red hot form, and
Okay.
it was at Villa Park, and I think for Arsenal, going to Villa Park has always been some type of struggle for them, and that was what happened against Aston Villa, and I think both were actually neck and neck at one point, and it felt like the match was going to end in a draw, and I think that goal by Emiliano Buendia was what changed the trajectory of the game, and for Arsenal, you just look at it, you just say, oh, if they are taking the chances they created, they might have won it. But then they're playing at Villa Park. It's a very daunting ground for anyone in the Premier League right now. Even if you can say, oh, Aston Villa started the season badly, they failed to score in 5 games, but now they are scoring goals, they are playing very well, they are winning games home and away. So you can look at it. I think Aston Villa they red hot for more than Arsenal, and I think it showed against Arsenal. They were able to actually defeat Arsenal 2 goals to 1. For Arsenal, they just had to go back to the drawing board. This I don't feel that defeat should actually put a dent on their title ambitions. They are still fourth on the table. Take that into the next game. Try and win your next game, and from there, see what can happen.
All right, Sean, do you see Arsenal maintaining their position in the Premier League with how thin their current defense line is?
Maintaining their position at the top for the month of December, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I think it's very possible. I still don't feel because they lost last year, we should start saying they are not fighting for the position as
No, it's not about the match. I'm talking about how
Now
thin
I'm
their
talking
defense
about
line.
yeah, I'm also talking about the league. I'm still tipping Arsenal to win the league because it's possible you can say okay, Man City is back or something like that. But if Arsenal can lose to Aston Villa, are you sure Man City even can lose to Aston Villa?
No, Man City can lose any
Of
match.
course. So yeah, they lost again. The loss was against a very good team. And if you look at the team, the quality they have, it's not just the normal team they have Sancho. They have very good players from their midfield. They have very good players from their midfield to the defense to the attack, and the quality is there. So if they are happen to have lost to Aston Villa, it's just about them coming back and going back to the winning ways. So it's possible they can still be at the top by January.
Okay, so how about what do you tip for Ateta to do regarding the striking position now? Gyökeres is back, but you are still seeing Merino playing the central forward role. Do you think Merino has deserved the honor to be Arsenal top nine now, or do you think Gyökeres will still be back to his position?
I don't feel you should continue. You should continue playing. You should bring the Perez back into the starting 11. I think Merino, yeah, he did very well playing for Jokeres, but then I think playing with a recognized centre forward would actually do more on the long run. I think that was what they needed going into that match against Aston Villa because if you look at Aston Villa centre backs, Pau Torres and also Ezri Konsa. One thing Unai Emery does, he plays with the centre backs. He plays with the centre backs coming forward, and also his full backs are always
Attacking.
bumping forward as well. So if you look at it, he needed a striker that will actually pin the centre backs back. That was something that Merino couldn't do. Merino is not a centre forward. He's not a player that will actually pin centre backs back. He's a player that will go into the midfield to try and link up here as well. So I think that freedom that there was no nine, there was no clear person to actually for them to worry about was what gave them that freedom to actually go forward and help them on the long run. So I feel we should bring in Gyökeres back because we all know quality Gyökeres had here as if Gyökeres is in the box, likes of Pau Torres, likes of Konsa would actually be worried about something rather than pumping forward. Even the fullbacks will also be have to be wary of going forward because once Gyökeres is with the ball and is holding up play, there's always players that are moving on his side as well. Either Kaya Saka or Leandro Trossard actually moving on his side as well. So if you look at that, if that happens, once Gyökeres is with the ball and there is a player going beyond him, the fullback would actually want to stay back to actually cover for that place, for that position. So I feel that was what was lacking at some point in that game, and Aston Villa won. So I don't think we should bring back Gyökeres, the striker that they bought over the summer.
Two more points. How about Iberichese on the left wing? Now that Odegaard is back. Do you think Eze should return to the central attacking midfield role, or Eze should still be playing at the left wing with what happened against Aston Villa? So what do you think Ateta should do regarding Eze and Odegaard now?
I personally I feel Eze can actually play as a winger. What does he give you as a winger? He's not a one-on-one merchant. He's not he's not very fast on the ball. He's not very good at dribbling. Fine, he's good, he's decent, very good, but not so good. So I feel his strong point is still playing in the middle. Fine, even at Crystal Palace, he used to play as a winger. So, but it's a little bit different when you play in Arsenal, whereby oppositions will sit back and you have to start beating on some people at at random, do it again, again, again. So I think he's still better playing in the middle. I just feel there are games whereby they have to sacrifice one for one, and there are games they can actually play together. But if you are talking about needing a winger that's going to give you productivity,
Yes.
I don't feel Eze is the best bet. I still feel his strong point is still playing as that number 10. He can drop deep. He's very strong on the ball, very hard to dispose. He can turn people. He can give the final pass. He can shoot. So I think Eze is still better as a midfielder, and of course,
Martin
um,
Odegaard.
other guy is still better as a number 10. So
So who, as Adebayo you are Ateta now, would you prefer in your central attacking midfield?
Odegaard, if you look at Odegaard is a coach boy. If you are going to look at the way Ateta plays, he's always speaking to Odegaard. You always think this kind of player that is going to give your information on the pitch, that's going to give what you want to do on the pitch. Coaches rely on such players that when I have you, you are going to tell these players what this. Even if you look at it, when Odegaard was still in the team last season, he's always the one that starts the press.
Yes.
He's always the one that starts. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So, but the problem with Odegaard is it's not really going to show in his numbers. He's not actually that kind of player that has numbers. With how much he works for the team, look at his numbers, his goals, assists, not. So I still, but personally, I still feel Ateta will still always choose Odegaard.
No, I'm talking about you, not Ateta.
Personally,
Yes.
I'll pick Eze. I'll pick Eze. Eze is going to give you the output. He's not going to command the team the way Odegaard does. He's not going to tell the team, "We have go on, Mark, let's press this." But he's going to give you numbers. He's going to give you goals. He's going to give you assists. But he's not going to command the team like Odegaard. So personally, I'll pick Eze.
Oh, all right. Quickly before we move, how about this Arsenal nightmare in the defense with Saliba and Gabriel out? Do you think Ateta should try and introduce Declan Rice as a centre back, or he should continue with Timber, Campie, Ben White, Skelly in Arsenal's Premier League game? Because Calafiori is obviously is going to miss Arsenal match against Wolves.
I I I feel Aston fans are getting some things wrong. Aston's problem is not totally Saliba and Gabriel,
Okay.
considering goals. The way they play and fine, you can be on form in some few situations. But looking at the problem they're having generally now, they are now vulnerable in so many other places. Even aside the centre back,
Okay.
They are vulnerable even elites in the midfield. And again, we still have to put into consideration the kind of teams they are playing. They drew against Chelsea. Chelsea is not a small
Yes,
team.
sure, sure.
Chelsea is a very hard team to beat. They lost against Aston Villa. These are two very good teams. And you just have to give 110% if you're going to beat these teams. So it's possible they play another team tomorrow and they destroy the team. But now they played very good oppositions that exposed some few things about them. And even again the centre backs. So but now Saliba is not back, Gabriel is not back. They don't have no solution. They still have to play with those guys. But they just have to play a little calm. I have the confidence. I believe a one or two victory will bring back that confidence.
All right, thank you. Now let's move to Liverpool. Yeah, Leeds Liverpool, drawing from 2 goals up. What can you say about this Liverpool team? Even aside from this Leeds match, looking at their concurrent form and performances, even at the defense and at the attack. Okay, Isaac has been playing before now. Ekitike was introduced, gave them 2 goals. What is going on now? They have to like even after they do goals, they still considered 3 goals in the match. What's actually going on with Liverpool?
Well, a whole lot of things are actually going on with Liverpool. Defenders, both centre backs are out of form right now. They're not in best of form. The players, so much of Pablo wasn't good at all. It was that crap. I think the players playing in.
Their transfer window crap
I
with
mean,
the
no,
signing of
yeah,
400
Ekitike.
million.
they bought players, quite right. But did they feel the position they were meant to fill? Did they buy the right players? Did they feel the position they were meant to fill? No. You have to say, did they buy the right players? No. Well, I mean, you have to say, why did they buy Frimpong? No reason. Why the
But
son
Arnold left.
are not left?
Yes.
But then they brought a player who is not a fullback. And Frimpong is generally, we all know Frimpong to be a wing back. He's not a
Okay.
fullback. And so, why would you bring in a fullback, a wing back, to come and play in as a fullback? Knowing fully well that Frimpong is a player that likes going forward, likes playing up front. He doesn't like playing back. He's not good defensively. So that was one. Now they brought in Florian Wirtz and it has not worked out with Liverpool and Florian Wirtz. He's still finding his best position. 0 goals, 0 assists in the Premier League. I mean, for a player of that caliber, we all know how good Florian Wirtz was at
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen. Now they brought in Kekes, who was the defender left back of the year in the Premier League previously, and now you brought him to Liverpool. The player you brought him to replace starting idol. I mean, come on, you have a whole lot of things. You decided, okay, Chiesa shouldn't be, let him stay, and Chiesa is not even playing at all. This is coming, is playing he's not even
So
playing at
everything
all.
you are saying I should we blame and slot.
Can't blame and slots.
Okay.
If you blame and slots them, and where are the players you are meant to blame? The players are meant to take part of the victor as well.
Okay.
Players, the board as well. I mean, all of them in that institution should be blamed. Players, the manager, and the board. I mean, everything looks like Ancelot has lost the plot right now. Even the players are not playing to their best. The players that are still in the club are not playing to their best. And look at the board. I think one thing about the board is that they wanted to, yeah, they supported Ancelot quite alright, but then they didn't buy the right players. That was the question we should have been asking the board. Were these the players should have bought?
Okay, so are you saying the signings they did in the summer transfer window was wrong?
I mean, some of this, if you're looking at it right now, some of the signings, it's
But I remember at August, September, we were saying that they were the one that
Can
made the
I come
best
in?
signings.
Can I
Yeah,
come
yeah,
in?
yeah. Come, yes.
I personally looking at this tactically, I think the problem is slot.
Okay.
Why? See, it's not. Can you say Florian Wirtz is a bad player?
No,
Florian Wirtz is a
it's a
very
very
good
good
player.
player.
Put Florian Wirtz in so many other big teams. He will play fine. So now the fine. The problem they have now is last season. If you look at it very well last season, all the attacks was going through Salah.
Yes, yes,
In the last 3 seasons, all the attacks
yes.
were going through Salah. Going through Salah. Now they try to do something else. They try to spread the attacks. Like we are not going to go through Salah every time anymore.
Yes.
Because sometimes we are going to go through
Gakpo.
Gakpo. We are going to go through the
The
middle
middle.
for a vet. It's not working. It's not working. Now, when you face problem like that, with my own Leeds knowledge, You are going to hit problems as a coach, even if you have the best players in the world.
Yes.
There was a time PSG has Messi,
Neymar,
Neymar,
Mbappe.
Mbappe, and they were rubbish.
Yes.
Why? And now when you have such problems, the first thing I expect you to do is steady the ship. Why are we conceding goals? As a team, look at that team very well. I don't believe you should have been that kind of problem and you still be playing Subosla as a right back. So now steady the ship. Tell your players, okay, fine, let's stop pressing. Let teams play through us. Stop pressing. It is not a disaster for you to bring Endo into that team. Bring Endo into the midfield with Gravenberch. How is stability in that midfield? Their first problem is when they press, they are rubbish. When they press, they are definitely not going to win the ball. You are going to play through them. Now when you have that kind of problem, stop pressing. Let teams play through us. Let them come to us. And when we play, reduce the tempo of your pick. Aston loves to play very fast. So when you are playing like that, the probability of you losing the ball is very high. And when you lose the ball, they call it cut back in football. You are in trouble.
Yes.
It's going to turn out to be 4-on-4,
Yes.
a 3-on-3. So they're always going to run into problems. So I expect. So the first thing, back to what I was saying, is steady the ship. Face the problem of your defensive frailty. Stop conceding goals. It's not bad for you to play 1-1 in games. But you still believe you want to keep playing, you want to attack. You don't have the you are so fragile that you don't have the ability to keep playing like that, not concede. At the point he felt Konate was the problem. He was bringing out Konate. If there was a match, maybe Man City brought out Konate, he still conceded. Everything starts from the front. Salah is not going to press.
Yeah, Salah wants to press.
Salah is not going to press.
Right from the wall.
Maybe Ekitike is going to press. It's not going to start every time. Then when Vets is not going to press.
They lost their press machine with theirs.
Lose theirs was their press machine. Gakpo is not really going to press. So you are definitely going to play out of Liverpool. So, and they are not going to sit back. They believe we are the big team we are. We are going to press. This is not Georgia club. The discipline is no more there. The team we saw last season is just a fragment of what Jogging club is a slot team. So they don't have that stability. So I expect them to steady the ship. When you steady the ship, then you can start fixing the problems gradually. But even when you are so fragile and you are not fixing that problem, they are still not going to score at the front. So that I still believe the problem still lies on Slot. He wants to keep playing the football he's playing, even when he knows it's not going to work. Even if Shooting Stars plays against Liverpool.
Okay, so now do you think, based on what we've just analyzed, January transfer window is coming. Do you think more signings, is the solution to Liverpool problem, or just like you said, it should stand steady?
I still believe they need a centre back. Personally, I think Van Dijk is rubbish this season.
Like Maguire.
They need a centre back. And everybody's always talking about Konate. Van Dijk is rubbish this season. And one of the reasons why you are not seeing him being rubbish is because he's always going to push Konate up and stay
to the wall, to where there's heat.
So
to the heat
zone. Konate is always the person getting the banter. So Konate is going to get dribbled. People are going to turn him, and at the end of the day, Van Dijk will come and clear the ball. Van Dijk. So, but this season,
everybody's just taking it to.
So the defense is rubbish, and you have to still talk about Van Dijk. Van Dijk is rubbish. So I feel like you said, they didn't replace some qualities last season. They got that very wrong. The first quality they failed to replace was Arnold. In years, the connection between Arnold and Salah is one of the best.
And all of the forwards.
All of the forwards. Arnold can spring the pass anywhere. Can spring the pass anywhere. Does the young boy they brought going to give you that quality? No. Fine, you can say Arnold is rubbish defensively, but he's going to give you the input. So from the left, you brought in Kerkes. Is Kerkes on the level of Robertson? I disagree. So defensively, these guys are rubbish. You brought in Fringo. Fringo used to play even as a winger at a point.
Yes, even with Netherlands.
He was playing as a winger because he believed his major strength is his attacking prowess. It's not his defensive ability. So they didn't replace the right, they didn't replace the left, they only replaced the attack. Fine. Now they are suffering. So personally, I feel we need to get a centre back. They need to get maybe a right or left back that's playing in EPL. Then maybe they need to get another defensive midfielder. Maybe or a box to box that can mark. I don't believe in what this guy is doing. This Argentine, McAllister. I don't believe in what he's doing.
McAllister was one of their best last season, even to
But
the
now
His
that's
form has dropped.
his form has dropped
A
this
lot
season.
of them.
Okay, so are you seeing Liverpool coming back to the top four with
By
Aston Villa
January.
form?
What's the how many points is the difference between the teams in 10th and 11 and teams in the four?
I
It's not
think
even up to 10
yes,
points.
nice. It's roughly six
Do you
five.
know if Liverpool can win their next
Next
three
three
points,
games.
they'll be in top
No,
four.
I'm just that's why I asked.
They can do it. They can be by January or February. If they can string up wins, they can be in top four. They can even be in the second or third. The difference is not much.
Between every
If
even
Manchester
from
United,
Arsenal.
if Manchester United wins tonight, do you
Yes.
know they'll be in top five?
Yes, top five. Yes. All right, so let's discuss Mohamed Salah post-match reaction on Saturday. Everything he said regarding the relationship between him and the coach. So, what do you think is currently going on with Salah and Arne Slot and Liverpool generally?
For Mohamed Salah, I just think that the statement made was very very rude, honestly, because if you look at it, slots boys let me start from boys is a result based game and the result based business.
Okay.
Slots needs the 3 points, and right now they are not getting it. Let's look at this. When the season started, Salah wasn't performing. He kept on playing Mohamed Salah. He kept on playing Mohamed Salah, and I think he still didn't perform. I think if you look at it, he wasn't getting results. He was losing game. He was losing matches. He was drawing matches. And Salah was still not performing them. And I feel he needs the result. If not, he's going to get sacked. And that was why he had to make the bold decision. Okay, let's see if Salah is not performing. Let me see. Maybe I put Salah on the bench. If let's say they are going to actually win games or probably play very well. And Salah was on the bench for 3 games. They drew 2 and they won 1. So that's like 5 points. I'm not saying Salah is a problem. No, I'm not saying Salah is a problem. But then 5 points and Salah was not performing. And if you look at it for Arne Slot, I think just as to when you are looking, I think Salah said something that he wasn't getting, not get any explanation for why he was on the bench. And I was looking at it for why would the coach have to explain to you why you should be on the bench? The only reason why a lot of people are saying, oh, Salah, he needs to explain to Salah that why he's on the bench is because that's Mohamed Salah. He's a Premier League, I won't say that's a legend, the Liverpool legend. But then, and ordinarily, no player should be expecting a coach to tell you, oh, this is why you're on the bench. Federico Chiesa is not expecting Arne Slot to come and tell him, oh, yeah, this is why you're on the bench today. Moore is not expecting Arne Slot to come and tell him, oh, this is why you're on the bench today. So why should Salah? Why should but because it's Mohamed Salah is a Liverpool great Liverpool legend, then people are expecting him to tell him to say, okay, probably come and tell him, explain to Salah, oh, this is why I want to be on the bench. But then he needs the results, he needs everything, and I think he's done the right thing by putting Mohamed Salah on the bench. But Mohamed Salah saying he was thrown on the under the bus. Even when the press were asking Arne Slot why he bet Salah, I mean, he didn't even say more. He didn't even do anything. He didn't even say anything to actually throw Salah under the bus. He kept on defending Mohamed Salah, and then Salah came out with that statement. And I feel Guerrero is actually right. Salah is the one that actually threw Liverpool under the bus.
Wow.
Wow.
I firstly, we've talked about the fault Slot has in this situation.
Okay.
But let me talk about what I read the statement he made. Like he said, it wasn't even Slot didn't even make any statement that felt like it was throwing him under the bus actually. But he coming out to say that statement. I read the statement he made, and there's a particular place I disagreed with.
With Salah, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a particular place he said he has justified and he has paid the necessary dues for him to start in Liverpool. I disagree.
Okay, why?
If you are going to be playing every week, you have to be justifying that position in every game to play the next game. Ronaldo is playing in Al Nassr, then Messi is playing in
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami. Let's assume these guys they are not having good outputs and they're just playing and doing rubbish every match. Do you think they will start them at the point?
Yes, the coach will have to bench them.
If you happen to be fine, there's no way we are going to talk about the how successful Liverpool has been in the last 10 years. I won't talk about Mohamed Salah.
Sure.
But you still have to show us every game that you are good enough for the next game. You don't just stop because I've done well in the last 6 years, so they should play me for another 6 years, even if I'm playing rubbish. No. So I disagree there. So if you are going to tell us you want to play the next game, then you have to play well today, so you can play the next game. Look at the squad depth they have.
Okay.
They still have Chiesa sitting on the bench. Chiesa used to be their best player in Juventus.
Yes.
So if you're sitting on the bench and you are telling us that you deserve to play every week because you've played well in the past, I disagree.
But how about we look it from this angle? Let's look at the issue Victor Gyökeres had with Sporting, the issue of Osimhen with was in Napoli then. Having all these professional agreement, verbal agreement that okay, probably when they're about to sign the contract, that okay, for this span of years that you're signing, we'll make sure you're starting 80-90% of the games. We'll be playing you in your favorite role, and we'll be making sure that our games all connect to you. All of those verbal agreements. What if it has been there when it was
I
penning
don't know.
his new
I don't know.
agreement?
I don't know.
Because this was same thing because Gyökeres talked about that he had a gentleman agreement with the director. I think it happened with Ademola too, and some other players too. And for Salah to have come out like this, being a professional player, do you think probably they've made some promises to him that they are
Do you
breaching
know?
right now?
Do you know Salah could have left last?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Something made him stay.
Well, I don't know what made him stay, but I don't know if it's that kind of agreement. But one of the things I see is you don't expect at the age of 33 to start believing you have to play every match. And you are going to play every match. You have to be justifying every match you play to play the next one. See, last season, like I said earlier, every attack was going through him.
Yes.
Now the attack is going through so many players. He's not going to have that kind of numbers, those kind of passes every time coming to him again. And looking at him at the age of 33, he's not actually much of a dribbler like that. His strength is just to create. Look for the people running behind and give them the ball. He's not going to have that number of passes coming to him to give those chances anymore. If he's having last season, if he's having 10 in each match, this season he will probably have maybe 5 or 6. So I don't know if they have that kind of agreement, but I just feel Salah is very insensitive to that kind of spend at this present moment where everything is going haywire for Liverpool.
Can I look at it? And if you look at it, Mohamed Salah is going up to AFCON very soon. So was he expecting Liverpool to try, okay, since Salah is going up to AFCON, we have to play, we have to do life after Salah, after he has gone to AFCON. He's trying to prepare for life after Salah before Salah is up to AFCON, so that when Salah is eventually up to AFCON, they would actually know there will be no problem playing without Salah. I think for Salah, he knows very well that he's not playing very well. He's going up to AFCON very soon. So why is he trying to make it all about himself?
Well, is it only Salah that has not been playing well for Liverpool?
No,
Van Dijk hasn't been playing well too.
Yeah, no.
Konate hasn't been playing well.
Look at the positions. The defensive position is a very volatile one. You can't just bring him. I mean, they don't even have defenders right now. Joe Gomez is back, but Joe Gomez can slot in at right back, which they don't have right now. The centre back they brought from the Italian Serie A, Giovanni is out with John Tanesio. So right now they don't have any other centre back other than they have to manage Van Dijk and Konate. Now if you look at it, they have a whole lot of attacking options. Hernandez, Petike, Chiesa, they have Gaku, a lot of attacking options, and one player is not playing very well. If you look at it, he needs, and what Slot needs right now, he needs his the player that they bought to actually play very well as well. And we all know Florian Wirtz can actually play on either flanks as well too. So he's trying to play Florian Wirtz on either flank to actually get more out of Florian Wirtz. And Salah is not playing very well in the better position. You can't say Salah, Gaku is still playing better than Salah right now this season. Gaku is still playing, he has more output than Salah, even though Gaku sometimes is unreliable. I mean,
Gaku is always Gaku.
He's always Gaku. So, I mean, Salah has been the worst out of the attackers this season.
Wow.
So why is he making noise?
Okay, all right. So, well, that's about Liverpool and Salah. You all agree that Salah is not being professional enough by coming out to say those things. All right, let's look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid 0, Celta Vigo 2 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Now Barcelona are sitting comfortably at the top of the La Liga table. What do you think is going on? Can Xabi Alonso change the momentum of this team? Should he stay? Should he be sacked? What do you think?
what is actually happening with Real Madrid right now. They have a lot of centre backs out. They have a lot of defenders out.
Okay.
Frank Garcia is out. Arnold is out. Even Eden Militao is also out as well. I think I don't know about Boyson. Boyson is also out today. I think it's out as well too. So if you look at it, a lot is actually happening. But then, what Real Madrid players were actually known to under Carlo Ancelotti, they were almost free to play that game. I think that's one thing is Xabi Alonso likes to play in different fashion. The style likes to control the tempo of the game, which Madrid players are not really used to. Now they have to get used to play in a way that you actually control the tempo of the game. And right now, if you are relying mainly on a player for your goals in the team, you actually have a problem at one point when the player is not performing. Right now, they are more, let's say 80% of their goals right now from back.
Yes.
Vinicius Junior is not scoring. Rodrigo is not scoring.
Rodrigo is not playing.
You know, as 32 clean sheets, I'll say that. Bellingham is not scoring. Who else again? Master Antonio is out injured on the left. Aragula is not scoring. More of an assistant maker, but then he's not scoring goals as well. So if you look at it, where will the goals come from? You can't be only on the back. That means if you are marking Mbappe out, if you mark Mbappe,
Madrid is out.
Madrid is out of the game already, and that shouldn't happen. The goals should be distributed amongst every aspect on the pitch, and I think he has suffered from that. And for Xabi Alonso, I think they've given him an ultimatum. The winning of the next match against Manchester City, but you're out.
Oh. Okay, so Sean, what do you think about Real Madrid's situation right now?
Firstly, the first question I will be asking is, does Alonso have total control of this team? This kind of situations where you are coaching in Madrid, one of the problems there is everybody's going to be coming with opinions. Play this player, why not play this player, and you have to start explaining to players why they are not playing. You have to explain to their agents why they are not playing, even when it's obvious, even for the blind, that they can't play. So it's a big problem. And looking at the way they play, you can remember very well the problem they're having with Vinicius. Him coming out to say he's leaving, he wants to get more pay, he wants to do that. But where is the outfit for it? So that's one of the problems. And also, is not having full control of this team. Like, this is what I want to do. You are playing, you are not playing. Because if someone doesn't play, and that's one of the problems we have now, player power. So many players in that team having this power from the fans. They have their own version.
Yes.
Players coming from South America have their own version.
Yes.
From to their agents playing every string in the background where their player is not playing. So that's going to affect the team at the point. And now let's look at it from the tactical side. I still believe one of the problem Madrid has is their midfield.
Okay, the midfield.
Let us look at it very well. They have one of the most mediocre midfield in the field.
Who?
Since
In which? How many? Okama.
which team is Tamen going to play in the top team in the field?
It's a starter for France national team. That's one of the
That's
best
because
national
they
team in the
have
world.
That's because they don't have any option.
Seriously? Okay.
Okay, fine. As we speak, let us look at. No, I'm talking about top teams like that are in top 4. Like, okay, let's put Man U even. Which team are you going to put Tchouaméni in that's going to bench a player in that team, in the top teams in the PL?
Manchester United over Casemiro.
Are you sure?
Casemiro is.
Casemiro, but he can still mark. He can still throw himself around. How many times have you seen Tchouaméni throwing himself around, winning balls like Casemiro?
Probably the demand of the league.
Since they lost that quality of Modric and Kroos,
Yes.
they don't. Their midfield is not. That's why if you play them, the only thing you see their midfield do is just mark.
But if we be honest, Tchouaméni profiling does not meet up with the profiling of Modric and Toni Kroos.
Of course, but
Yes.
when we are talking, we're talking about midfielders just now, and we're talking about let's come to EPL, the big teams in EPL. Look at the qualities the big teams have in EPL.
Everybody has their quality numbers.
No. I'm talking about generally.
Okay.
We are talking about Madrid.
Okay.
Now we are talking about Madrid as the most successful club in Europe. Now let's talk about Manchester City. Let's talk about from their holding position to their attacking midfield.
For Manchester City,
They have Nico Gunga, they have Rodri, they have
Ronaldo,
now they have Cherokee
Tchouaméni.
as a number 10. They still have Foden
Tijani
that can play as a
Riders.
number 10. Look at the quality. Look at how much output they give in matches. Can you compare it to Madrid? The only thing Madrid depends on is just let's just get the ball to the attack. They can do it.
So are you putting all the blame on Chalmany now?
I'm not putting all the blame on Chalmany.
How about
What
other
I'm trying to say is, in terms of quality, their quality in the midfield is not on the level it used to be.
Okay.
So now that when they play big sides, it's always showing. So and if you don't have this, there was a time where it was this quality they were depending on. There was a time when it goes away and it's not working, they bring in Modric.
Yes, look at Madrid.
Who are they going to bring into that midfield? It's not working. Adagula, maybe Adagula. So the problem, and they still have players. So those are the two things I see: player power, players always complaining of not playing, and even the quality in the midfield is not. So, but Mbappe scoring every day. At the point, the goals will go dry.
Right, yeah. He didn't score yesterday.
They are in trouble.
They couldn't do anything.
So is Alonso getting it wrong? Should Alonso be blamed?
Alonso shouldn't be blamed. He saw it before. He played in Madrid, so he knew what to expect from Madrid and the fans and from the board before taking the job.
So
But I
that-
believe he's a good coach. He's a good coach.
But is it the right coach for Real Madrid?
I can't say he's not the right coach for Real Madrid. The only thing I see is the environment where he's doing the job is a little bit not really conducive for him to explore and to do so well. Like he's
Okay, all right. So can he perform to his best at Real Madrid?
if he's been given a free hand and if he's been given what he should get, he should
Now, so if you look at Alonso at Leverkusen, he was using a different formation, a 3-4-3 at Leverkusen. Now, when you go to Madrid, you have to change it because Madrid they are not used to 3-4-3. They are used to 4 at the back. And I think that was one of the things that is affecting him. The fact that he had to change the style of play to actually suit Madrid instead of actually continue the style of play for him to actually suit himself and then help the team as well. So I think that one too is also affecting him as well.
Okay. So Alonso should stay. Is that what you're saying?
Well, of course, you should stay.
Injury results don't go.
You might start here.
Real Madrid. Real Madrid we know.
I mean, yeah, if you look at it, when Zidane came, you also how the amount of I think when during that Zidane time, the amount of players, star players were in the team were still more than this, and Zidane wasn't able to manage players and the star players there. And right now, I think it's the fact that it's just starting. Yeah, played than Leverkusen, but then you can't compare the star players in Leverkusen, star players in Madrid.
All right. So tell us your opinion in the comment section. Should Alonso stayed? How glad are you about the result over the weekend? Chelsea 0-0 against Bournemouth. Arsenal lost at Villa Park. Real Madrid lost at the Santiago Bernabeu. Give us your comments. Give us your reaction. Thank you so much.